What is going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new series on the channel, the first of its kind on my channel. We are going to be doing a sports franchise slash rebuild on the channel. The first time I've ever shown a sports game on the channel or even made a series or anything involving a sports game. We're on college football 26. Anyway, I got a dynasty set up. I already have everything set up for you guys on the dynasty, and we're going to go ahead and get right into that. I didn't want to bore you guys with the details of my coach and creating him and everything, but the team I decided on, I wanted to pick a team in the MAC because I don't think I've ever made a rebuild of a team in the MAC conference. So I decided on one of the worst teams in the conference, which is Kent State. They're not even a one-star school. If we go to recruiting board here, it should show me. We'll go to my school. We're going to look over the stats here as we progress to the menus. But look at all the Fs involving this team. We have an F on championship contender. We have an F on program tradition. F on stadium atmosphere. F on coach stability because we just created our coach. F on coach prestige for the same reason, and F for athletic facilities. We are a half a star program. Literally last season, this team went 12 or 0 and 12. They did not win a single football game last season. So that's pretty crazy. We're gonna exit recruiting for the meantime. We're gonna flip over to I guess it'd be under coach stats, would it not? All right, I found it. So, let me a minute to find this tab. But here you can see that in the last season, this team went 0 and 12, and the season before that, they only won one game. So in the past 2 seasons, they have only won one game. They are 1 and 23. So absolutely abysmal. This is like some freaking FCS level travesties going on in a conference that's pretty close to the bottom tier of FBS. But yeah, we're here to turn this team around. As for scheme and playbook, we just kept it what Kent State is. If I end up not liking it, I might end up switching it later down the road. But here's the coach here, guys. We have Big Hoss. I have him on the motivator tree here. That's usually the one I like because I like to be able to develop players and get that off-season training boost bonus. I have the progression set to normal. Go over to coach abilities real fast. We'll go over to motivate. We're going to put our first points. I think it makes sense to put it on the quarterback, the most important player on the field. And I guess we'll go ahead and go over some settings real fast before we get too deep into everything else. So going over league settings, I have no sliders enabled right now. Everything's set to the base. I'm running this on Heisman difficulty. Coach firing is set to on. XP speed is set to normal, like I said. Injuries turned on, obviously. Quarter length, I'm going to set around 6 minutes. Cause usually I usually do 10 minutes, but usually that makes the games like super high scoring. And I'd rather not have it be a 45 to 35 game like every week. So that's the reason I have that so low. Wear and tear is on. Everything else is set to the default. Nothing else has changed. I have auto recruiting turned off, obviously. Auto progress player I have turned off because I want to have me putting points into specific attributes in the off season. Maybe over time I might turn that off, but right now we're going to keep it on. And obviously coach auto progression is set to off as well. Everything's on the base sliders. We're just playing on Heisman difficulty. And then we're going to look at this roster, or I guess the depth chart real fast. So our starting QB is a redshirt freshman. Honestly, not bad in overall. 72 as a redshirt freshman, 84 speed, so he's got some mobility, terrible awareness, decent throw power, short accuracy, and he's not a good passer. Matter of fact, the second string freshman quarterback is a better passer than him in every single attribute, even throw power. but he does have the ability to run and has some maneuver. He's a dual threat quarterback. He definitely has a lot of potential, but we do have, I don't know what this guy expected with going to Akron, having championship contender. So I'm assuming once he gets to around an 80 or so, he's probably going to enter the transfer portal if he just doesn't do it right out the gate. This guy wants pro potential and this guy wants playing style. Going into our running backs, we actually have two decent ones, both 81 overalls. This guy's probably going to transfer after his junior season because he wants to have pro potential. And this guy's probably also going to transfer because he wants championship contender. But following them, we have Aiden Harris, who has decent speed and acceleration. And maybe after the off-season boost, he'll have increases of that. And he can follow in their footsteps. But we're probably going to be running the ball a lot based off the overalls of these two guys. They're going to have a good halfback 1 and 2, so we're going to be running the ball a lot. Fullback is not exactly a position I care for that much, but when we're running the I formation and sets that involve the halfback, we got a okay one, a 61 overall redshirt freshman, Terrence Bailey. I don't know what his blocking stats are. His pass blocking is a 60. His run blocking is a 59. So not spectacular. Maybe just enough time to really hold a block and let the gap form through the gap for our running backs to get through, but not really someone who can rely on, especially in pass protection or anything like that. Our wide receivers are pretty subpar, I'd say. We have a 73 overall wide receiver 1, Deshaun Martin. He has decent speed, but nothing crazy for the wide receiver position. His catching's an 80. His catching traffic's 75. His spec catch is actually his highest statistic in the catching category with an 82. His route running is average. His carrying is really not that great, so we need to be worried about getting the ball punched out. And his trucking is terrible, so he's more of elusive. He has exactly what his archetype is, elusive route runner, even though his route running is not great. He also has a deal breaker for pro potential, and we're probably not going to make that deal breaker. So once after the off season, he might just transfer on us. And then it drops off for our next 3 receivers, all being 69 overall. Our best one's probably going to be this speedster here, who's a sophomore, JJ Etheridge. He has 90 speed, 93 acceleration. His catching is decent enough for those stats. His spec catch is actually pretty good. 82 is across the board for all of our 4 starting receivers. His middle route run is actually his worst stat. Everything else is okay. Carrying is also a struggle. So our receivers not very good. We're only going to need the passing this on like third and medium or something because this team's wide receivers are not great. Looking at the tight end, we got a 73 overall, 79 speed, which is honestly not terrible for a tight end. Decent enough catching, but not great for the position. His blocking, his run blocks is 70, his pass blocks is 55, so not really going to be helping at all. In the pass, we might just have to send him on routes when we do a passing play. In our offensive line, we got our left tackle, 73, not too bad. One thing I noticed about this game in particular, because I do have quite a few hours on the game, is that sometimes the overalls for your linemen don't really matter that much. Our center is absolutely terrible, by the way. 64 overall, sophomore. Right guard, 70 overall. Right tackle, 69. So our offensive line, not great. Wasn't expecting it to be either. We have an Antoine Campbell Jr., our left edge rusher, 75 overall with 73 speed. Looking like a pretty solid. And we have Britton Bush, who might also transfer on us after a while, unless our playing style somehow goes up. He's a 72. He might be someone with some potential later on. I don't know what his development trait is. I don't remember exactly where you see that at. Oh, it's right there. Dev trait's normal, so he might end up being like around an 80 by the time he hits his senior year and he leaves us. But 89 tackling, 88 hit power, 80 finesse moves. This guy's 91 finesse moves. That's the only thing he can do. But this guy might end up being pretty decent later on. Then we got our right edge rusher, 74 overall, Mathis Carroll. He's also pretty solid. So we have pretty solid edge rushers, not too bad. Our defensive tackles, I can't remember what I don't remember what defense this is. If it's a 4-3, a 3-4, or what, or whatever the fuck, 5-4-3, 5-4, 5-5-2-4 defense. But defensive tackles absolutely terrible. So honestly, should probably be running a 3-4 if we're not. But let's see our linebackers are. We got Kanan Williams, our will linebacker, 73 overall, not too bad. Decent speed too, at an 83 overall speed. Next up, we have Kevin Rich, 70 overall, Mike linebacker. He's a signal caller. Not too fast, but I'm hoping his tackling is pretty decent, which is 80 tackle. And our will is a 69, so our weakest out of our entire. So we have a will playing out of position at the Sam, and a will playing in position, and he's our worst guy. A true sophomore, 86 or 69 overall. Looking at our corners, not great either. If we go against any team with actual speed, anything over the 90 mark, we're going to get absolutely burnt. Might have to rely on some cover 3 or cover 4 just to not get burnt on defense. But we have a pretty young defensive back core here with Joel Boama and Jair Rollison, both being underclassmen, both being red shirts, freshmen and sophomore respectively. But they're pretty freaking slow, and defensive back standards only rounding out about in the mid 80s. Our safeties, not too bad. We got a sophomore coming up. I'm not meeting the play styles, the deal breakers of any of these motherfuckers. So once they actually get to a decent overall and feel like transferring, they're going to be gone. They're going to be gone. Strong safety, also pretty solid, mid 70s. Our kicker, 86 kick power, 76 kick accuracy, so not great, but not terrible. Punter, 85 kick power, which is all I really care about. I really don't care about accuracy on punters. And that is the roster. So I'm going to check real fast what our playbook is on defense. So it is a 4-3. So we're not going to be doing great. I'm going to keep it like this, like I said. And if I don't end up liking it that much, I'll switch back to whatever I feel like using. But with how bad our defensive tackles are, I'm kind of worried that for a 4-3 is not going to really be that good. And that should be all the discussions. One thing I'm also going to do that I'm going to try to like have this like as a unique series is we're going to have promotion and relegation for our conferences. So I did this as a test on a previous Dynasty save where I had 4 bottom tier conferences, 4 mid tier, and 2 top tier conferences. So basically what I did was I had the MAC, Sun Belt, Mountain West, and I apologize, I'm drawing blanks. We had the MAC, Mountain West, Sun Belt, and Conference USA in the bottom tier. So basically what I did is I sent each team that finished I think I did it based off who won the conference championship that year. Whoever won the conference championship that year in these conferences went up to the next tier, which the next tier I did was I rebuilt the Pac-12 with all their former teams, which I'm also going to do. I'm going to have to wait till after the season because I don't think I can do it right now. But I rebuild the Pac-12, got rid of all the independents as well. So I put Notre Dame in the Big Ten, and I put UConn where the fuck, probably like in the mountain or the Conference USA or something. And then I rebuilt the Pac-12, put all the former teams on there. So like Cal and fucking UCLA and all them. So the second tier team conferences was the Pac-12, the Big 10, the Big 12, and the American. American kind of was probably the by far the worst out of these other conferences, but I had to put something there to make it even, and the American just made the most sense to me. And then of course or my bad, I didn't mean the Big 10 and it's ACC. So ACC, Big 12, American, and Pac-12 were the mid tier, and then the top tier was the Big 10 and the SEC. And obviously the SEC and Big 10 schools who finished at the top were not able to get promoted. They stayed there, and then the two worst teams in each of those conferences were dropped. And I had some specific tiebreakers I'm going to have to remember, but basically that's what I want to do. So after the season, we're going to rebuild the Pac-12, and then we're going to be doing this thing every season after that. So I hope that y'all enjoy that. But without further ado, we're going to look at our custom schedules here. So we have Texas Tech on week 2. We're going to change that. I'd rather have a team that's like in the state of Ohio. There should be a shit ton of Ohio schools. Yeah, obviously it's Ohio State. I mean, obviously we're not seeing all of them because they have set teams. Maybe I will do Texas Tech, and that should be an early test on our skill. Then Florida State and Oklahoma, dude. This is the fucking gauntlet, man. We're not doing Oklahoma. I'm just going to tell you right now. We're going to get some opponent that's not easy. I'm thinking about something like out of the American Conference. We'll do like North Texas or something. FCS. We'll do FCS week 1 just to get like a test of how the team does, and then we're going to be right into the fucking fire with Texas Tech. So anyway, this is a schedule. Our picked opponents is going to be FCS East, Texas Tech, Florida State, and North Texas. Everybody else is going to be conference opponent. I don't know why Buffalo was just scheduled in the middle of this, but yeah, that's going to be our schedule. And finally, we're going to be getting into our recruiting board. Our team needs are not honestly that bad. We're probably not going to be able to get anything over a 3-star. We'll probably be able to sneak some 3 stars if we can pretty much send the house on them and get their deal breakers early, or their sales. Our pipelines consist of, I didn't mean to put that guy on the board. We have no tier 3 pipelines. We only have tier 2. The pipeline I put as a coach was Indiana, because I figured I'd just have somewhere kind of local, but not just the state of Ohio, because it's probably already set to that as a school. But anyway, looking at the QB position, we're going to go my pipelines here. We do have a junior college junior who's a 3-star. We're already locked out of this guy. We're not even in the fucking... He's in an open stage. So there is like no good quarterbacks in our pipelines. We have this guy in a tier 1 pipeline in Florida who is a 3-star, Terrell Hajaradahu, in the nation, the 93rd. So not too great, but maybe he'll look our way. We're going to go ahead and put him on the board. And we'll have a 2-star as kind of like a safety net, just in case we can't snag this guy. I really don't want to go for a JUCO junior, bro. Yeah, this early on, we just need to fill up depth and hope that these guys have a good enough development trait that even if they're a low-rated player, that they actually end up becoming someone good. Because there's not a single 3-star linebacker that wants to come here at all. Like, I can't even, a lot of them were locked out. So yeah, we're just going to have to settle for a lot of 2 stars, see if we can sneak in a few 3s, and Hopefully recruiting goes well, and maybe we could even get some snags on the transfer portal end as well. So, though we're probably gonna lose, like I said a few players in the transfer portal because a lot of deal breakers are not being met. And that's really not something I can really do anything about this early in the game. Punter, we could probably go for like someone higher, but you really have to put a lot of focus on them. So doing this by national rank, our best player on the board is ranked 598th in the nation and 24th for his position, which is Dominique Caru, who's a 3-star. We have 5 3-stars on the board. This guy wants to go to the big schools, Clemson, Georgia, Auburn, all in his top 3. But this is our recruiting board. We have 22 prospects. Probably not going to snag all of them. Probably going to get, I'm going to say realistically, as a generous estimate, probably about 17 of these guys. Hopefully I snag most of the 3-stars, but it's just hard to say this early on. But we're going to go ahead and scout everybody. Okay, so luckily none of our 3-star recruits are busts. They're not gems either. They're all just kind of normal. This quarterback is a dual threat with 89 throw power, 77 throw on a run, 78 short accuracy, 74 medium. Deep accuracy kind of sucks, and he has decent speed. He has a field general mental. And just like that, we didn't even scout half our board, and we are already out of hours. So I have enough hours to, well, we can offer 1 scholarship. I guess we'll go to the highest rated player on the board. So yeah, look at the absolute diabolical cells there. I don't know how I'm I'm probably not gonna be able to use the pitch feature of this game because there's just nothing there. There's just no cells that are gonna actually get anybody to come here because they're all Fs. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Fs and a D- on this board for this school, dude. It's gonna be so tough. We probably won't even get these 3-stars I'm looking for. Anyway, guys, we're gonna finally, after all the yapping and stuff I've been doing, going to advance to the regular season. And just like that, we've already been locked out of 2 prospects. And look at all the players that are risking transfer. We have, how many is this? I didn't even get to check. It said 11 plus more players threatening the transfer, bro. We might not even have a team next season. It's so bad. We're going to have a really easy time getting playing time. We only have 300 hours as well, so we're not going to be able to sell to Senhouse on any of these guys. We're just going to send them scholarships and put 30 on all these guys. Unfortunately, there just isn't enough time that I can give to a lot of these guys, so we're just going to be throwing 10 on pretty much everyone down the board. We'll be alright. And just like that, our board has already dwindled below 20. Currently at 19 prospects. We're not going to offer his last guy a scholarship. I really don't care about offering a scholarship to a punter anyway, so. There's our board early on. Hopefully some people commit early on so we can shift our focus to other players that we actually need. We're going to advance 1 more week to our first game here. And we already got locked out of another player. One of our 3-stars already left. I wish I could view this. It says 11 plus more players on top of the 4 there. So that's 15 players at risk of transferring just for playing style. And then we have 9 more willing to transfer for championship contender. Pro potential, another 15 or 16. Oh my goodness, dude. We're not like, bro. Transfer portal is going to absolutely decimate us. And we already lost Simmons. I'm just going to get focused on giving these guys all scholarships. Just to get that passive bonus, the interest. We have enough to grab one more prospect, which we're going to need because we already lost so much. We're just, like I said, we're not even going to be able to get, like, this guy actually got an offer already from somebody from Arizona State. Maybe we can snag it from him. So yeah, a lot of 2 stars, a few 3. Anyway, guys, enough dilly-dallying. We're going to go into our first game at home against FCS East. We're going to see how this team plays, man. We're 12 overalls higher than FCS East. I'm really hoping that we don't somehow lose this game. Honestly, not a terrible crowd unless well, the bleachers are empty up there on the locker room entrance. I guess not terrible. Not a terrible attendance today for a team that literally just went winless last season. Let's see if we can change that. We can at least improve on last season by getting a win in week 2 against the Judicials, FCS East. We're returning to start. I don't know what kind of speed. I didn't even look at the kick returns. I don't know what kind of speed we have on these guys. Try to find out. Not very fast at all. Holy. All right, Big Hoss. Sending out the freshman quarterback, Drew DeShields. Like I said, we're going to probably have to rely a lot on the run, I think. Because that's where our best players are, is in the backfield. They're going to do a run here. We can't get around that edge. I probably should have cut it inside there. Even though we lost yards, we're still gonna run. We're gonna be very downhill oriented. And there we go. We break loose. Oh, if I didn't get caught on my own player, that would have been gone, or at least another 10 or 15 more yards. We're actually going to pass here. We're gonna pass occasionally, like every few downs. Rolling out. We got speed. We got a man open. Good toe tapping catch. We have a flag though. It's a holding immediately on the first pass attempt. That was likely because I rolled out of the pocket like I did. That's going to be on our left tackle. Which is actually interesting since we weren't even rolling out in that direction. 20 yards. The first down marker. We're trying to bounce outside. And we fumble and we lose the football. Our highest rated players on the roster cough it up on only his 3rd carry. And now we're already on defense. Did not take long, and now FCS is already in excellent field position. It's gonna be an option play. I get caught up. I get 9 off that. My man coverage in this game kind of sucks. I will admit that, but we're gonna blast inside here. We get a decent stop. Only gave him a couple on that one. Another run. I'm there. Got a hit to stop him. Only a 4-yard gain. We're gonna run some blitz here. We're gonna do outside linebacker, fireman. See if we can get pressure on the quarterback or stop the run here. He slips by me. But luckily, there's a man to clean him up. That could have been a stop at the line of scrimmage. Big 3rd down. I'm really not trying to give up our first points to FCS this early. Another read option. That one doesn't work out. They got the kick. They're going for it on 4th and 5. They're bold. I'll give them that. He has all day in the pocket. He finally rolls out and gets... I don't know if he made it back to the line of scrimmage or not. I think it's a sack. That quarterback had all day to throw the football. Like I said, our defensive tackles suck. We just... nothing going with the run game early on, which is quite unfortunate. Matter of fact, the run game is exactly why we lost the football in the last drive, and that won't go for much either. We're going to have to pass on 3rd and 7. We have no choice. Got a man over the middle. It's the tight end. He gets his first catch, and we get a big chunk of yards. Most yards we've gotten this early in the game. 11 yards. Bounce outside. We got speed around the edge, and we're at the 31, almost crossing the marker there. We're gonna go try. We're gonna take a shot. We're gonna take a shot play here. I forgot the player who had the most speed. I think it's Martin. I'm gonna do a little bit of cheese here. I'm gonna put that slot receiver on a in route there, just to have something underneath if nothing is there, and we do have nothing there. We sent to Clark for a decent chunk. 13 yards. No incompletion so far. I'll try to keep those hot routes to a minimum. I don't want to abuse that, at least not this early on. Here we go, bounce outside. That's a big block downfield by the wide receiver. Juking inside, but won't bite on it. Not like it would matter, we got surrounded. Moving the ball with some effectiveness early on. We're going to run again, actually. I actually have a star player in the backfield right now. I don't know why he's not starting. Direct snap. We take it up the middle. Gets a big chunk of yards. That's going to go for 17, 18 yards on one attempt. I don't know why he's not starting. On the counter play. Doesn't get much. But enough for what we're trying to do here. Alright. See the tight end. He's open. Got him on the run. Barry. He fights forward for some extra. We're at the 1. We are moving the ball with a lot of effectiveness on our second drive now that we're not coughing the football up like Garcia did on the last drive. We got Newbin in. Run our goal line set. Halfback zone. We're going to bust outside, but we can't get around the edge. We're going to lose a yard. We're going to try to use the read option to kind of set them off. Shields does have some decent speed. I keep it. I run right into the guy. Oh my gosh, I should have cut it inside. That was a bad read by me. I ain't played this game in a minute, so I'm a bit rusty with everything, but we're going to go for a pass play. Looks like Etheridge is just completely unguarded. Might be able to catch him on the hook. That's what I'm going for, and that's a touchdown. Our first touchdown of the season comes through the air. Not something I was actually expecting to happen. So I was expecting to get it on the ground. That's what got us here in the first place. But great defense, great balanced attack on offense. Quarterback is 5 for 5 to start the game. 12 plays, 92 yards. That's a long drive. And now we're kicking it off. Most likely be a touchback. No, he's going to run it out. I'm there. Terrible decision to run it out. He's out of the 14. They have 2 star running backs in their backfield right now. We won't get much though. Back to the line of scrimmage. The pitch gets free, and somehow I don't get an animation there. And he slips through for an 8 yards. That should have been... That was almost a tackle for a loss. He pitches it on the speed option, or the triple option, and then proceeds to not get an animation for some reason, even though I'm like right next to the guy. I was hoping to get sucked into it. Yeah, we're gonna pinch our defensive line here. Got on the screen, but we're all there swarming him. Now they're gonna have to punt it, the ball back to us. Punts it away, but we're not gonna have a fair catch it. Get a few yards. Passing game, I mean, to be fair, we are going against an FCS school, but the pass game has been pretty effective. We're just going to continue to run the edge. Stiff arm, gets a couple more yards. Already encroaching on 60 yards is Garcia. We're just going to keep adding it to it. Why not? Why not? We're going to hit that gap. Oh, we should cut it inside. We might have got that block downfield. But a solid run once again. We're going to switch it up with a pass. We're going to do a play action. Maybe set them off guard a little bit. What side of the field are we on? On the right? Left side of the field? It wants you to run that that deep hook route or whatever. Probably not going to hit that. Let's do an interception. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Oh my gosh. I might have had a man on the drag deep down, or the post deep down the field, but I just didn't see him in time, and then I kind of just forced that. I should have just thrown it away. Our first incompletion comes to an interception, unfortunately. That was just a terrible, terrible choice by me. Big block shed into a tackle there to only make that a 4-yard gain. That's a huge play by FCS as they just gash us in the middle of the field after I went into man coverage there. Could not keep up with them. Quarterback made the wrong decision there, the wrong read to pitch it to him, causing them to actually lose a couple. Our 3rd down, we can put that. I don't know why I expected play action on 3rd and 7. Or expected a run on 3rd and 7. Well, our defense has been holding strong against FCS East at least. Amending that mistake that I made earlier. He goes Ethan Ridge. Brings it to the 25. All right. A chance to make amends. A big run, already getting 12. We're encroaching on 100 yards now in the first half. I'm not really trying to focus too hard on the run. I mean, I'm trying to do it on the first play of every set of downs here, but he's just being explosive with his runs. If we could have got right on edge, it could have broke loose. I'm still trying to get used to the names. Got a man wide open there, all by himself, but the quarterback overthrows him to Shields. His short pass accuracy is not great. And it shows off there when they sent the house. We had an open man, and we just couldn't get it to him on the edge of the field there. Blocks hold up, and we get a first down. As Mohamed Hazame is injured, or offensive lineman. I've not run a speed option in a while, so I hope I do this right. I think it's left bumper, right? Yes. Pitched it late, but it didn't matter. Probably gonna look for Garcia or Barry if he's not open. Neither are open. Nobody's open. We're just gonna throw it away. FCS East is keeping it close right now. We just don't have the weapons yet to really make big plays, and now the speed option incomplete pass has us at 3rd and long. And a man breaks through. We throw another interception on a hit on the... While he's hit. And we have to save a touchdown. That is just not the quarterback's fault. I don't know how he broke through so effortlessly. Once again, a play that really wasn't even Etheridge's fault as a quarterback. It's just one bad decision in that time. An unfortunate timed hit that ended up being an interception. And just like that, there's a penalty. It's going to be holding on FCS. We are saved by a penalty because that would have been a touchdown on that read option or speed option, whatever he was running, triple option. Saves a touchdown that could have tied this game up. And it's going to put us into a 2-minute timeout. I'm going to do a quarterback keeper and slide down. He only gained he gained 7. I forget that penalty. Set him back 5 from the original line of scrimmage. Big hit. Jars the ball free. As it now there's a 4th and 8. So we prevent. We don't have to use a timeout since they completed pass. We prevent the score, the touchdown. Maybe we can prevent a field goal, but that's not going to happen. So without the halftime even arriving, we've already given up 3 takeaways to FCS East. 1 fumble and 2 interceptions. I wasn't expecting a crazy start, but this is even worse than I had predicted. I'm going to see if Martin can get open on that go route. If not, we're going to check it down to Garcia. He has a step. We're throwing it up. He's got a big step. He might be gone. The pass is completed. Martin's gone. A 78-yard touchdown pass. A 1-play drive. Just abusing the speed. And a beautiful pass by whatever his name is. I keep forgetting. Dineshell or something. Heinshell. I don't know, but Martin breaks free. They could not guard him on the press. And we get a 1-play, 78-yard drive without even having to use our elite running backs. If we get a 4 and out, we have another chance to score as well. Trying to prevent the pass. They might just do an inside handoff. Chew clock. They're not going to. That man's got a step too. He caught it. And our defense gives up a huge play. On 3rd and what? 8? Our defensive backs are not the best. I'm absolutely flabbergasted by that. The option once again doesn't work. Now they're running hurry up. He somehow breaks free from that. Had a big boost of speed. I thought he might have been gone there. He somehow broke out. Or they don't, yeah, they don't use a timeout. Checkdown's there. He somehow wraps around my linebacker there, and now they're going to attempt a field goal. One thing I noticed about the AI is that they tend to miss these from the hashes this close. This might just be a miss. And it is. That's exactly what I was referring to. They did that. And with that, we're just going to kneel it out. No point in risking the Shield's stats even more, as that's a penalty. I don't know what that guy was doing. But we end the first half up 14-3 off a huge touchdown pass late in the second quarter. Starting to think man coverage might not work very well with this, the secondary. Gap wall opened up like the Marianas Trench. Oh my goodness. Ran double mug, and that just did not work. They're coming in this half running all over us. Another big gain through the ground. Late pitch somehow gets through, and he's actually going to lose a yard. Oh, they're going to gain a yard, actually. I forgot it was 1st and 10. I thought it was 2nd and 8 or something. Man on the flat, he's going to get there. 2 men couldn't stop him from falling forward. I just could not keep up with them on a full sprint. I'm predicting they're going to run it up the middle again with some kind of inside zone. You go outside, pitch it. Worst case scenario, honestly, there, because I was loading the box. I was expecting inside zone. They run another read option. Or speed option, I should say. I'm loading the box up with cross. It's going to be another run. They're going to get through, though. Our run defense is absolutely abysmal. We're not able to stop even FCS from running all over us. Sometimes it's good, other times it's terrible. He stiff arms him, pitches the ball, somehow gets there. And he's going to score off that. What in the world was that? Oh my goodness. Let me go to the replay, bro. What the actual fuck was this? So they run another triple option. He gets hit, stiff arms the man, clean, smooth off of him. Before another guy can even hit him, he pitches the ball as he's falling. The pitch gets home. Nobody is even remotely closest guy in defending the end zone. And then no one can catch him. Our only hope was me on the outside, and I couldn't get there in time. What in the world? The most miraculous touchdown play I've ever seen the AI pull off. Now it's potentially a 3-point game if they get a first down here, or a touchdown, or in the end zone here. He breaks another tackle, fights for every inch, but still doesn't get there. And now we're up 5. All right, back on offense. Last time we were on offense, we got a 1-play touchdown drive. Let's see if we can do something similar here. I guess nobody's blocking today. A loss of 4 on the first snap. A run game should be what carries us, but it's not really carrying it. Again, like equal passes, and I'm just gonna check it down here. The Barry, he gets slapped. He's slow to get up. Come on, Barry, you gotta get back in the fight, bro. We need you. It's kind of concerning the fact that we're struggling this mightily against FCS. Doesn't bode well for when we go against Texas Tech later next week. Good first down though. I'll take it one game at a time. Martin gets a step. Martin breaks loose. He's past the 50. Is anybody going to catch him? Martin is gone. In the end zone for another huge pass play. Oh my goodness. Eight for 12, 203 yards and 3 touchdowns for Drew DeShields. If he didn't throw those 2 interceptions, he would have an elite stat line right now, but unfortunately he did. But 2 big plays by Martin. On a simple slant route of all things, he breaks free and just beats everybody to the end zone on the foot race. Might be the fastest man on the field. That won't go for nothing. That's going to go down to 16. If we get to stop here, we're in a pretty comfortable spot, and we're probably just going to head and shoot a clock out for the most part, and if we're successful at it, could even end the game. Big 3rd and 9 for FCS. He's going to get sacked. Our first recorded sack, I believe, of this season comes from Mason Maddox, our pure power defensive tackle. Was not expecting that at all. Kind of wish I would have went for a block instead of a normal return. That's going to be fair caught. Oh. Looks like we're going shoot clock. And we should be able to shoot out most of this game. If we score at all, I'd say the game is done regardless. But inside, it gets through, but my own player just sits there with his thumb up his ass and just does not move. This will be the last play of the quarter. We fail that tackle battle. And just like that, we're in the fourth quarter. Up 21-9 against FCS East. We actually have identical rushing yards. Matter of fact, it's the exact same, 121 yards respectively for both us and FCS East. But we have significantly more passing yards. Didn't really get much there. We're actually going to run the speed option once again here and hope for the best. Good pitch. Garcia off to the races. Gets caught at the 10. That speed option works that time for a decent chunk. Dominating time of possession. We have 10 minutes over nearly half the game. We've had the ball. Honestly, I don't hate that play. More clock. Because the first down marker is basically at the goal line, so we're gonna have to get a touchdown in this drive, set it downs, and that's exactly what we're gonna go for here. Run some spacing concept here. Not sure who I want to hit. Probably just gonna focus on Martin on the flat, his third touch or the slant, his third touchdown. That won't do. Might just take it in ourselves with the Shields getting his fourth touchdown of the game. The Shields, in one way or another, has been responsible for every single touchdown we've scored this game. 3 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing, and that will be the dagger on this game. This team had me worried at first, giving up 3 turnovers in the first half, but we made amends with some good offense in the second half and some extraordinary defense other than like 1 play. Good tackle there by number 27. I don't know who that is. And that will be the dagger. Unfortunately, I ran it out of the end zone, but overthrew the pass. He actually had that man open if he had threw it accurately, but overthrows him. Those are right to our safety for the interception. Our first turnover of the season, so a lot of firsts in the season opener. Just what you'd like to see. And now all we have to do is get out of this precarious situation and run the clock out. We actually don't get to the marker here, so we actually got the punt. But when the clock, the play clock hits 0, we'll have about, let's see here, about 44 seconds. Punt goes away. Actually, nobody there to kick. The only thing is now is hopefully we don't give a touchdown and make the score look worse, but other than that, the game is over effectively. Actually find a man between the zones. They're really trying hard to get a touchdown or at least a field goal to make the score look better for them, but honestly, we were in control the entire game. Never lost a lead. He's somehow going to throw that football. That'll be a legal forward pass. Their last ditch effort to put more points on the board here. 4 seconds to go. 3, 2. He lobs it up. Doesn't catch it. Game ends. We win 28-9 against FCS East. Only giving up 1 touchdown and a field goal. We got a touchdown in each and every quarter. Player of the game was Martin, who got 2 receptions, both going a long ways. 153 yards on 2 receptions. We'll go ahead and peek at some stats now that the game is over with. The Shields, 8 for 12, 203 yards, 66% completion percentage, but unfortunately threw 2 interceptions. One of which wasn't really his fault. Other one was a bad decision by me, but had a decent completion percentage despite all that. Garcia, I think my personal player of the game is... Oh, no, he did fumble. Never mind. I take that back. He's not my personal favorite player of the game. But did get 133 yards, average 5 yards per carry. Not that bad. So I think our obvious player of the game is Sean Martin. 2 receptions, 152 yards, 2 touchdowns. Did pretty good. Get a level up out of that. But anyway, guys, with that, that is going to be the end of the first episode of this Kent State rebuild / dynasty. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do, I'll be recording this every week, once a week on Saturday. Whatever that is for me, because a lot of times I get behind on my uploads, I'll admit. But already doing better than Kent State did last season. We got 1 win under the board. Will we win against Texas Tech? If we get lucky, we might have a chance. If not, we're probably going to get destroyed. But I didn't really like our performance, even despite putting up a pretty good beatdown against FCS East. I'm not confident enough. I didn't like how the team looked a lot of the time against them. So if we go against a big opponent like Texas Tech, and then eventually we're going to go against... we had another big team on our schedule. We'll see, though. Maybe we can pull an upset. That'd be nice. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it as always, and I'll see you guys in another one. Peace.